close my eyes, visions of yesterday, images lost I cannot replace, severed ties not so far away, these broken thoughts still cloud my brain. But in my time, chasing the light of day, some things heal with time, some won't go away. Unwanted connection to your reflection, rediscovering my footsteps away from you. Running wild to avoid my shame, searching for an escape from the pain, a crack in my foundation, you're my imperfection, skew reality of who I used to be. But in my time, chasing the light of day, some things heal with time, some won't go away. Unwanted connection to your reflection, rediscovering my footsteps away from you. Shattered memories, past lives not meant to be, rediscovering the truth, in search of serenity, finding fragility, rediscovering my footsteps away from you.
And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on The Metal Experience.
Woo! All right, we just heard Operation 2 Rediscover. That was by Dire Atrophy off the brand new, now available Escape EP. And then we heard The Devil Exists by Hate Storm Annihilation off the brand new album Following the Path of Eternal Fire. So brutal. Which comes out tomorrow. Actually, today now. Because today would be aired in your ears.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's
Halloween.
right. My bad.
You can also check out an awesome
I see
article
what you did there.
MetalSucks.net did on the band this past week. Anyway, I'm Luco Blaze with Morgan Danielle. We are here with us for the first time.
Our Halloween episode of
Our
2018.
Halloween episode.
Yeah.
Blood of the Wolf. Why don't you guys...
Oh, someone was going to do that.
Why not? Hello. When
None
it's a
of us
Halloween
will do
episode,
that.
it becomes a werewolf howl.
So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves? A couple of you guys have been on before, but with the
Most.
with this newish band.
No,
Introduce yourselves. What
it's
you do in the
not
band. Not
newish.
newish, but
Newish
gotta go
to
this
us.
news.
It doesn't matter.
Sure.
We can go that. Whatever.
We'll start with Rick.
Okay.
Rick.
It's Rick Hernandez,
Rick!
drummer
Skin
of
flutist.
the band, skin flutist.
Skin flautist.
Flautist. Flautist.
We have to get fancy.
Okay, my turn. My name is Frank, and I'm the guitar player for Blood of the Wolf.
My name is Christopher, and I am the bass player of Blood of the Wolf.
Mike on guitar and vocals.
Nice. Well, welcome for those who have been with us before. Welcome back. And Mike, your first time. Hopefully
Yes.
you'll come back again.
Virgin.
Yes.
Nah, I'm not going to
No.
come back.
Wow.
One time.
After that howl, you just ruined it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
done.
If he's not for the howl, he can leave.
About to walk out.
There'll be more howling, so sorry to disappoint you.
I see. It's the howl because it's Halloween.
Ha, 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 ha. Yeah,
Got
you're
it.
a funny
Got
guy.
it.
Funny guy.
Morgan. So real quick, I
No.
wanted to touch base.
No,
with
we're not touching base at all about this.
Before
Nope.
we
Nope.
started this,
I'm going to mute your mic.
I fucking beat the shit out of Morgan, 100 to 33. Evan, what up? 100 to 33 in table tennis. Morgan got fucking whooped.
Wow.
Morgan, what do you
was
have to
there.
say for yourself?
I say you cheated. There was a lot of balls coming at my face. I didn't know what to do. It was a very scary experience, and I'll
That
never
sounded
do
like
it
a
again.
good time,
I
Morgan.
think I think Rick knows all about balls coming to his face.
Oh, yeah.
Rick watched the whole time. He enjoyed.
They were small and scary,
My balls are small and
fast
scary.
and hairless.
Are we talking about Rick
Like
or
a
are we
hairless
talking
mole.
about...
An orange. They
I
definitely.
will not say. All I know is that I may have nightmares tonight.
Mission accomplished. Thank you. Whew. All right. Sorry, I just had to put that in there. Morgan's shellacking.
Nope.
Blood of the Wolf. Give me the backstory. How did you guys all meet? How did the band form? Give me the dirtiest of details.
Oh, there's no dirty details.
Lies.
It started in the basement, really. Just me playing with myself on my guitar.
See?
Nice.
Those are the details we are looking for.
No, that's pretty dirty.
Just writing riffs, writing songs. Frank joined in 2015, Rick in 2016, Chris in 2017.
Right around the end
or
of
16?
2016. I think.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Mike contacted me because he had a show that was pretty prominent coming up, and the guitarist that he was working with bailed out on him last minute, so he gave me a call, said, I got these songs, got the show, can you learn these songs in 30 days? And I didn't want to pass up the opportunity, so I took up the challenge, and in 30 days was ready to play the show, and that show was with Nocturnus AD
Right.
at Reggie's.
Reggie's, our first time at Reggie's, I think.
Yeah, so that was in October, actually, 2015.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it, and we stuck together, and that's before Chris and Rick were in the band yet, so we were still jamming with two other guys at that time,
Yeah.
and we stuck it through, and here we are.
So was it originally called Blood of the Wolf, or were you going under a different name back then?
No, it was always called Blood of the Wolf since the beginning. It's just a band name I had in the works for a while, and just decided to use it.
So was there anything that inspired the name that you had seen, or did it just...
Not really. I mean, no, not really.
Good answers. Good answers.
mean, there's something I saw later on like the History Channel that I was like, okay, that's cool. I can sort of use that to justify the name, but it happened after the fact. So, I mean, there was this whole History Channel episode on the Viking sword, the Ulfbert sword. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Anyone familiar?
Oh, of course.
Right,
Who is
right.
it? Who is it?
Right. Everyone reads
yeah.
at this table.
I'm supposed to know, but
Right. It's a legendary Viking sword, and it was like historians didn't know how the sword was made with like what kind of steel did they use, and like part of the legend was that the steel was tempered with steel in bones of animals slain by the owner of the sword.
Wow.
So it was this like, my father killed the bear with this sword, and they smelted the steel and crushed the bones of the bear and put it in this sword, and this is your ancestral sword.
Whoa.
That's an awesome story.
So after
that
I
was
saw that, I was like, huh, well, that's when people ask, well, what does the blood of the wolf mean? It means that.
Well, awesome. I didn't
So
even
it
know
does
that.
now.
Wow.
It does now.
It does now.
But see, now there's a podcast, so some motherfucker out there is going to go and look it up and type it in, and he's going to be like, actually, it's not that, it's this and that. This guy's a fucking idiot, fuck his band. And you know what, you're right. Fuck us. I didn't come here with research.
They're going to deconstruct it.
just wait till we get on Blabbermouth.
Right.
If that's even still a site.
It is. It is.
Oh, my goodness.
So in the time that you guys have been a band, you guys brought 2 CDs tonight that we'll be playing music off of. Is those the only releases that you've had so far?
Correct. Well, yeah, no, you know what? There was a demo that came out in 2013. It was just a 2-song demo, but those 2 songs were re-recorded as part of the first album, The Law of Retaliation. So once you have those 2 CDs, you have everything.
Nice. Well, I'm excited to play a ton of music off of that. But before we do, let's get into a little bit about the music on those CDs. We noticed it, but we'll talk about it because the name comes up in various interviews in our history. Your recordings for both of these albums, where did you do it with? Where did you
Joe
do it with?
Do it with.
Because that makes sense.
We did them with Joe
I've been drinking
Taberry,
water.
and he doesn't call it studio anything. So
Apothic Studios.
it used to be.
It's not anymore?
I asked him. I was like, hey, so when I put this out, like, what do you want us, what studio do you want me to say? He's like, just say you recorded it with me.
Wow.
He doesn't do any advertising for his
Yeah, I
studio.
know. It's pretty
Oh,
impressive
word-
because
word
he's
of
got a
mouth.
ton of people
Yeah.
that he's recorded.
He's
and
busy
worked
as
with.
shit. So
Really? Wow.
whatever.
Who else has he recorded?
He's
I
got a ton of
Um,
people under him. That I know off the top of my head right now, Guardsman recorded with them, right? They just put out their album. Central Disorders album just came out. He recorded them. Back in the day,
Living
Apocrypha
Terror.
had done it.
Thrash metal band, Living Terror.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, he did a great job as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, there's a band called Veilside. I don't know who. I mean, I've seen like.
Veilside's like a hard rock band, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I've seen their shit in like IE, and I'm like, oh yeah, I saw their CD on Joe's wall.
I mean, his
so-
list is endless, but we've got like 3 or 4 different names that come out through interviews that I can't keep it straight. But he's very well known in the scene for what his work is.
I'm
for sure.
surprised more people don't do stuff with him, but he's not complaining. So
He is a
He stays
perfectionist.
pretty busy. Did you meet his goat?
yes,
His goat named Goat.
Wow. He's got to go like a real goat.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Oh, man.
It's pretty amazing.
The first time I was like, dude, you have a fucking goat? He's like, yeah, that goat's an asshole. Stay away from it. It'll bite you. Fuck. I totally wanted to play with the goat, but
Oh,
He's
man.
got sheep too and everything. It's like a mini farm on his property.
yes. Well,
Damn.
more impressive than the goat was. So there's like a little, like, I don't know how else to describe it. There's a house next to his house, and I was just like kind of just standing out there and looking, and there was like curtains, but they were kind of open a little bit. And I was looking at the curtain. I was like, oh, there's a fuckload of cats. And then as like more cats just
What?
started, there was just a fuckload of cats.
He's
in
got a
the
cat
street.
house.
Yeah, and I'm talking like not like 5. I'm talking like 20 or 30.
Joe Taberry, you may be a weird cat.
Maybe it's Noah's Ark or something.
It was so I took video because my girlfriend's a cat person. I just like recorded it, and as I'm standing there, all these cats just came and they're like pawing at the glass door and shit. And,
Free us.
This explains why he isolates himself a lot.
yeah.
Playing with his
Cat
pussies.
people tend to be like,
Well, I don't think he's a cat person because this was in another house. I think he was like, fuck those
so it got
cats.
overran with cats. No one lives
Crazy
there.
cat
That they
lady.
had to build another house.
Yeah,
huh?
I don't know.
We'll have to talk about this with him in January.
You could.
So, in the full lineup that you guys are now, how long has this been? How you've been together?
Well, Rick was 2017.
16.
16.
Okay, so and then you came on.
Oh, like the very end of 2016.
So Rick came on right before we did the show with Belphegor and Origin at Reggie's, and that was August of 16. And you started rehearsing with us before that. I want to say like May or June of 2016, like that summer.
It was like late spring, early
Yeah.
summer is when I started coming in.
Yeah.
That's when we booked over there at Fort Knox. Yeah, it was around like
Yeah.
late spring, early summer.
Right, of 16.
We had about a good few practices before we had, what was it, the Belphegor?
Belphegor.
Yeah.
Belphegor and Origin and Abigail Williams. And then
And Rick stepped up to the plate because we didn't have anybody. And I think in a short amount of time, he was able to learn those songs and just nail it. I mean,
I'm surprised I
for
did.
performing with like a big
Damn.
act like that, for him to step up and play the songs the way he did was just phenomenal.
and Chris came in, I want to say like, what'd you say, November of 16?
Yeah, it was like November, December.
Yeah.
I think my first show was when we played in Milwaukee.
Okay.
It's at our wrestling place. The what was it called?
Oh, yeah, the Metal Grill.
The Metal Grill.
Yes.
February
Yeah.
2017.
Which is no longer there anymore. Metal Grill is gone.
Too bad. That place was awesome.
Gonna miss this permanent smell of bacon every time you walk in
Oh
there.
my god!
I never
There's
got-
a permanent smell of bacon. I could have smelled.
I never got my burger either.
What?
I never got that burger.
outrage.
I think I
That's-
waited
that's
like
why they closed.
2 hours. Yeah, because people got sick of waiting for their fucking burgers.
Yeah, yeah. Not cool. Let's
No.
play some music. Let's play.
Sure.
Let's play some Blood of the Wolf. What album? Or we could play from both. What songs? We'll play two. Do you want to hear first?
Well, why don't you start with the new album? Why don't you do the title track, Campaign of Extermination?
The titular track.
Okay. Well, here you go. The titular track, Campaign of Extermination, off of Campaign of Extermination. That's what titular means. And for your ears,
Your earballs.
here we go.
Yo, what's up, everybody? You got Diggs McNasty,
Timmy D,
Corey Cormander Davidson,
and Jared Ercoli from Fools Brew, and we fucking love metal. So listen in to the Metal Experience because there's some cool motherfuckers, goddammit. Ho ho!
Woo! All right, that was fucking tasty. That was Blood of the Wolves. The first track we played, that was Campaign of Extermination off of Campaign of Extermination.
From Campaign of Extermination.
Yeah, the titular track.
Titular?
That was fucking super tasty. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Oh,
So
thank
what's the writing process now? So you've got the 2 CDs done. Are you working on new material? What are we doing, guys?
So yeah, the writing process. It starts with riffs, basically.
The riffage?
Yeah, I'll start writing some riffs. Put together a couple riffs. Once I got 2 or 3 riffs that I like that sound good together, then I'll like flesh out a song and work on the computer and put some drums to it and some bass tracks and some vocal tracks, and then I'll show the guys, and then we kind of decide, what we like, if anything needs to be changed, if we're going to add certain things to it, if we're going to add a guitar solo to it. The writing process has sort of changed over the years because a lot of like what you're hearing now on Campaign of Extermination, those are old songs. Like they've been written like 2014, 2015 and stuff like that, and then they're being recorded and released. And there's actually like an EP that's written too. That's just not, we're going to release it when the time is right, I guess. But I think like going forward, like I was just talking with these guys now about like, okay, I have songs that I'm working on without like vocal parts or anything like that. And just like, I can show it to you guys if you're interested, and you can kind of like listen to it and decide like what you want to do with it. And so, I think we're at a point where the guys in the band have stayed in long enough that the writing is like kind of slowed down so that everyone's kind of caught up with where the music is.
And I kind of like the way that we work. Is I come from the old school mentality that you go to practice and you riff out songs with the entire band there. But now through internet, he gets to write out riffs that he thinks, and then there's a video that I can go to. And then I can see him playing, and then we can, collaborate ideas in that kind of way that we don't even have to leave our house. We can just collaborate those ideas, and then only when we really get together is when we have something that's like solid and be like, okay, here we go, and we work together as a band from that point. And I think it saves a lot of time as opposed to traveling to the practice spot week after week and trying to
put
come up
together
with something.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's the old school way of doing it.
When you do end up practicing and getting together, where is that usually based at?
Fort Knox rehearsal.
So that's in Chicago, and I think that's like the easiest place for all of us to get together. I think Mike travels the furthest, and we do an hourly thing, so we don't have to pay rent, monthly, which I think is a great idea. Fort Knox provides all like the cabinets and even the drums, so it's a very awesome place. I actually recommend it for any bands who.
It's better and it's more efficient, because it's like there's times we got downtime. And if we're not practicing, we're still not dumping all this money into it. We're just paying as we go.
Right. So let's say if we play a show, then we don't have to, we're not committed to have to go pay
to the
rent
city,
for that.
yeah.
Yeah. So if we need 2 weeks off after the show, then we can have the 2 weeks. We're not paying any
We're not committed.
extra money. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
How's the scheduling with that work out? You just call them up, tell them when you need, or
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. It's actually pretty cool because you can actually just book it online. You just go to Fort Knox website and you can just book it and see what's available. And
but they also do where you can rent it out like full time, right?
Yeah, you can do a monthly rooms as well. It's a pretty big place. So,
oh yeah,
it's monstrous.
I've been there two times.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
so
huge.
yeah, and I think it's a great experience. It's compared to the old places that I used to jam. This place is very.
I wish they had
nice.
places like that when we were younger.
I know.
Yeah.
When we
Some
were
years
younger,
ago.
we practiced like
rat
What was the
infested.
place over here on? It was
Shark
Studio.
Tony Shark, Tony fucking Shark Studio.
Hey, Tony Shark.
Hey, Tony fucking Shark over here.
Yeah,
Those
Is that
two
really
guys.
his name? Tony Shark?
Tony Shark.
Yeah.
But
okay.
and one of the only reason I know is because I went to a show and it was a Tony Shark Productions. It was like, and it showed like everyone that like the lighting guy, and it's like and Tony Shark. It's like, yeah, Tony fucking.
He's the
Shark.
one that owned the Thirsty Whale
Oh, is that
back
right?
in the day. Oh yeah.
He owned one in Glendale Heights too, on the corner of Bloomingdale and
Q?
Q can
Q
do.
bar?
something or other.
I think he does. Q can do, and then he did have that jam spot that me and Frank's old band back in like the
Oh, man.
late.
That was like
Frank, what was your band called back in the day?
Waking Chaos?
Wait, you were in Weekend Chaos too?
No, his
Oh.
He was in Dead for Days.
Dead for Days. Yeah.
Oh,
I was
yes.
And we had like a room.
Dead for Days.
Yeah.
If I would have known you were also in Dead for Days, I would have worn my
No,
Dead
no,
for
no,
Days.
no, no. He was in Waking Chaos.
Oh,
yeah.
You were in Weekend
We were at the same
Chaos.
spot,
Gotcha,
which is
gotcha.
a seedy place because there was like
No
It
heat,
looked like
no
an
air
unfinished
conditioning?
basement.
No, there was no
No.
heat. There was no, AC.
heat, no AC. But then there was like a gentleman's place right next to it.
Oh, the rub and tug.
Wow.
So you see,
Sounds
these-
classy,
these-
guys.
Oh yeah.
these old guys and these like young ladies doing things. I mean, we never saw anything, but something's going on.
Yeah, there was
Not-
some
not in the
shady shit
open.
that was going on over there. The old rub and tug.
Some escort service.
After a long day of practicing.
Something, man. And it was on one plaza. I can't remember the name of it. It was around here.
It was right down North Avenue.
Yeah.
That's gone now.
Yeah. Is it gone?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
it's
tore
leveled.
it all down.
It's
yeah.
leveled, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what me and him used to.
I guess the old Brower House used to be across the street from there too, right?
No, old
Yeah.
Brower House used to
Right.
be in Hillside.
Was it Hillside?
Yeah.
No, it was off North Avenue, further down on the other opposite end of the highway. I thought.
The
old
new
North-
Brower House
The new
is
Brower
still
House.
The new
is
Brower House,
355
yeah.
in North.
Right.
The old Brower House was
In
off of
Hillside.
Butterfield
Oh yeah,
in
that's
Hillside.
Right. No, he
Oh,
was right.
okay.
Luke was right. Yep.
That,
Oh.
that place was sweet, by the way. That place burned down.
Yeah, it
But
did.
anyway.
But the new
on a lighter
the new
note-
Brower House is big, right? Don't they
Oh,
have,
it's
like, a
huge.
stage
And they just
area?
opened up this back area, too.
It's oh yeah, it's fucking monstrous.
Fucking titties. So then how did you guys all meet and end up like joining the band? So Mike, you were the original member. Like, how did you end up meeting Frank? How did you end up meeting the rest of the gentlemen here?
Well, I've actually known these guys for quite a long time. I was in a band called Relic in 2000, and we did a lot of shows with Withering Soul and Dead for Days, and I knew Frank kind of by proxy through his brother Paul. Paul was bass player in Gorgasm for a while, and Relic did some shows with Gorgasm, and I knew Paul, and then I knew Frank through Paul, and I also knew Frank because he was in Worms Inside for a while, and my buddy James Eves was the vocalist for Worms Inside, so I've known all these guys, been acquainted with them just through the scene since probably 2000, so I think it was just a matter of like, at this time I need a drummer, and I know Rick, so I'll ask him, and I'll see what he says, and same thing with Frank. Frank was actually recommended by our first guitar player, Scott. I mean, I knew who Frank was. I was just like, oh, okay, I'll ask him. And then kind of the same thing with Chris. I knew Chris was playing bass with Imperius. I saw Chris play bass with Imperius, and I was impressed. And so I asked him.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, actually, one of Withering Soul's very first shows, we played with Relic at Rock House, USA.
That's right.
And,
That was a pretty memorable time.
Was that Barrington? Or
Aurora.
Aurora.
Okay.
And our singer actually, like the stage was so wobbly that like the vibration was like so strong that like our singer actually lost his balance and fell on his ass.
It's actually one of my worst nightmares. It's like I have a stage of phobia of that, like
Of falling.
of falling.
Or like falling off stage.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing. Yeah, I'm afraid of falling.
Try playing drums on a 2-ply drum
Riser.
riser.
Yeah,
That was pretty nerve-wracking. That fucking sucked.
Did you fall off?
No, I
You're still
almost
alive.
did.
You
Yeah.
made it. You
My
made
neck's not broke, so I'm here.
Rick has a phobia of drum risers.
Oh yeah. I don't like them.
I don't like them.
I don't like them. I got to be ear level with the amps and all that, because once I'm up there, I tend to lose everything, and certain like venues don't have fucking stage monitors.
Brutal.
And that's a nightmare.
I gotta say, I'm very honored to be jamming
First
with
world
Chris
problems.
and Rick, because I always admired them in the beginning because they're phenomenal musicians.
thank you.
So
Oh, thank you.
Thank
to
you,
have them in a band, that I'm jamming in, it's an honor and it's a pleasure. And I think when one stage joined, I think that's when Lord of the Wolf really like got encapsulated, and I think it went further. And then now we build up that chemistry that you're kind of seeing in our live situations.
Yeah, it's definitely the best lineup the band has had.
It's a very strong lineup, I feel. I mean, there's a chemistry with it, even though we, didn't like write most of the, we didn't write, it's just like playing live. It feels really good to be playing with these guys. I mean, we're all solid, they're solid musicians, and we always have a good show.
Well, I always follow Rick through like Dead for Days and Withering Souls. Same thing with Chris. Chris plays guitar as well, so he's multi-talented. And I always like admire that. And with Rick, I always every time we went to see like Withering Soul or Dead for Days, I always talked about like, man, one day we got to do something together. And somehow the universe just kind of like the cogwheels turn, and it's like, oh, here we are. Now we're in a project together, and it feels great. I'm excited every time we practice and we're going to play a show. It feels good and it feels right,
I always look forward to going to practice. It doesn't feel like a chore at all.
No, it doesn't. And I was just going to say, when Mike approached me, offering the bassist position, I really didn't have to think much about it, because
awesome.
I know Mike's a very professional guy, and I've admired him, since the Relic days, so.
Thanks, man.
not trying to get all
hail
sentimental.
Mike.
Oh no!
You got to edit that out.
Why don't we go ahead and play another track? Why don't we play something off the first CD? Kind of show, a little bit of the evolution of the band. It hasn't changed much, the sound, but kind of the first.
If you want to go for like something that sounds a little different than Campaign of Extermination, I would recommend The Darkness of Chaos off that song.
That's
track.
Yep.
Track number 5. Let's do it.
I like playing that one live,
The
too.
Darkness of Chaos, and that's off the first CD, The Law of Retaliation. Morgan, set that shit up.
Hey, this is Eric from the Sons of Rot, and you're listening to the Metal Experience.
All right, that was another Blood of the Wolf track. This from album 1, The Law of Retaliation, The Darkness of Chaos.
That was super tasty.
Thanks, man.
Hey, we love playing that song live. Always gets a good response.
Grandma?
Grandma?
Spicy chili.
Woo!
Yeah.
So you classify yourselves as death metal, correct? Is that or black metal or
Yeah, is it black and death metal?
Black and Duff, yeah.
In the most general way.
most
Sure.
general way? What are some of the influences you guys were listening to get your not to get your sound, but growing up, what got you into this type of metal music?
I would say Marduk is a huge influence for me. God the Thrones, Infernal War, Belphegor, Vader, Christian, Angel Corpse,
Morbid Angel.
Morbid Angel.
Yeah, Morbid Angels. Sinister, Hypocrisy for me. Oh man, and basically any death metal from the 1990s.
We're old.
All the good death metal.
Morbid Angel, Cryptopsy.
Yeah, Immolation, if nobody said that.
Immolation, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Immolation.
basically Immolation, yeah. Some other good stuff, yeah.
Is there any bands that you've found that you like that have come out in the past
Recently.
10 years? Has there
Sure.
been somebody that's like blown your
Oh, yeah.
mind?
Yeah.
There's been a few.
Infernal War blew my mind. When I heard that, I was like, fuck. It's kind of, I was
One
like,
word, just
someone,
fuck.
someone heard in my head what I can't pull off on the guitar, and these guys did it. And that's one band. I just discovered a band recently called Blood of Serpents from Sweden that was just fucking awesome. Like that ripped my head off. So there's two bands.
I like Beyond Creation and Archspire, more recent.
Archspire is fucking sweet.
Yeah.
And Beyond Creation with their like 8-string
Oh,
fretless
yeah.
bass.
I love that stuff. I know.
my God.
I know some people don't like too much technicality, but they pull it off really, really well. So I like those two things.
I would say
Sounds like a video game.
Grave Miasma is a pretty awesome band I checked out recently. Dead Congregation.
Dead Congregation's good. I like them. You know, old bands still impress me. Like I still Marduk's Frontschwein came out in 2015, and that I thought was fucking fantastic. So I thought the new Belphegor album that came out in 2017 was really good. So for me, it's not. I mean, new stuff, even if it's by old bands, I really like the new Deicide. I don't know how many people are gonna bitch about that, but I thought Overtures to Blasphemy was pretty fucking good.
New
so
Deicide is decent. Yeah, it's good.
I thought it was solid. So
There's a lot of people hating on that.
they're well. I mean, they have a right, but still.
Sure.
They can, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to defend Deicide. I'm just going to say the new album was good. So, and it's impressive. I mean, I think they know they fucked up, and they made an effort to not fuck up again. So that's good.
You done messed up, AA Ron. I just added a couple of bands to check out later from recommendations from you guys. Thanks, guys.
Nice.
You're welcome.
You guys have some pretty awesome artwork on both your albums and on your shirt designs. Who do you guys get to do your creativity stuff?
His name is Agus Wibowo.
Wait.
I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's Indonesian.
I was going to say he sounds like a hobbit, but okay.
That's a sweet. What's his name?
From Harry Potter, yeah. He's
Agus Wibblewoe?
Well, Agus Wibowo. Yeah, Wibowo, I think.
I like that.
Wibowo. Please send me a
fucking
link
sweet.
to his artwork. I
Funny
want to be
name.
able to tag
Sure.
him later and be
Funny
like,
name,
check
good
him out.
artist.
Yeah, we kind of.
That's great. That's awesome.
Badass
Just
name.
kind of found him on
Badass
Facebook.
artist.
He sent us a message. I checked out his stuff. What I really liked about him was he's got an awesome work ethic. So I like to work with people that work fast because I work fast. So he'll be like, "All right, give me some time, bro." And then it'll be like the next day, it'll be like a sketch, and it'll be like, "Yeah, it's gonna take some time." And then like another day later, it'll be like, "Okay, this guy's awesome. He does fast work. It's great." Yeah.
Did he design the shirt too?
He did. Like, so once we started working with him, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to work with this guy. So he does our shirts. He did the last two albums. hoodies. I mean, I have work of his that like is just sitting on my hard drive on my computer that hasn't even been used yet because I just buy his shit. So
You should just frame it and hang it in your house.
I've thought about that. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. But yeah, he's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The fact that he reached out to you
the new album too. He designed that front cover for the new release.
the double release. Yeah.
Ooh.
So wait, a double release?
Yeah. That just happened. Yeah, like literally a few days ago. So
Yes,
right
yes.
there.
So let's talk about a few days ago, because before you guys came on to the show, I knew that you guys had an announcement that you had made recently. That's super exciting. So obviously, it's published on social media for for those that didn't get to see it. You were talking about how you guys have
double disc released through Horror Pain Gore Death Productions. That will be November 16th. It will be released. You can pre-order it right now.
Whoa.
$10 for both albums. On
That's
one
amazing.
disc.
That's amazing. What a deal.
It is.
What a steal.
It's a steal. And you know, surprisingly, we'll play shows and people will still buy CDs. Like it amazes me that we still sell CDs.
Yeah.
I've gotten into this conversation with people at work. One of my bosses especially. They're in shock that I still buy albums. And yes, my new car does not have a CD player, but
Yeah, fucking bogus.
they don't make cars with CD players really coming out anymore.
new is your
It's
car?
fucking stupid. How
new?
this year?
How new?
It's a 2019.
Oh, there you go.
So
It's all MP3 players and
I would have told
but I
them
have
to
an
fuck
iPod.
right off.
I have an iPod, and I put the CD on my computer and save it on a hard drive, and then I put it on my iPod. So I'm still old school that way. But the albums I like because there's a lot of hard work that goes into
The artwork and
making
stuff
the
and-
artwork, the thank yous, the little parts to
How
enjoy
else am I
to
going to
look
listen
at.
to this CD in my shower?
I mean, it's
Right.
like a book with a plastic case in a way.
That's
It sounds
true.
stupid.
That's interesting.
But, you know, like, I like to be able to appreciate the band that put the effort into. Obviously, they've spent money to make something too. I mean, if an album's not that great, I'm not going to buy the physical copy. I'll download it. But
and I feel like
the actual CDs are so great to have to be able to refer back to them.
and the artwork kind of sets the tone too, because when it's like you grab a CD, it's like, all right, this is gonna be fucking sweet. Like,
you get too excited.
look at the artwork. All right, sweet. And then you put it on, and you're like, oh, I just came 8 times in my pants.
That's not my reaction.
Oh man,
but
when we were kids, you know, the whole thing was like CDs were released on a Tuesday, so Tuesday was like a day of like religious experience.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
you're like, we're gonna go to Rolling Stones. It's gonna be there. We know the album we want. It's gonna be on this day. So it's a full day event. You know, and we travel. We go to Rolling Stones. You know, we buy the CD. It's in our hands. You know. And that's kind of lost now, you know. That's like it's gone.
Now Tuesday is all about tacos.
and albums are being released on Fridays, the same
Is
as
that right?
movies now, for the most part, unless a band does something crazy.
Movies are on Thursdays.
for
Thursdays.
midnight showing. Not every movie is released on a Thursday. Only certain ones that are trying to roll bigger in the box office. The smaller movies will open on Fridays. It's just a fun fact for you.
All right.
But no, I love actual albums. I think that there's a lot of dedication still
What
to
did
it.
you call it? A book in plastic? I think you might have just convinced me to put lyrics in our next album.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, there's people that do those, but then there's also like to save money. A lot of people have done those. They fold out, but they're just like the board, I guess,
The
in a way.
slipcase?
The 2-page.
And you know what? I get it, but at the same time, I'm very annoyed because getting to that booklet is tough, and I've ripped a couple of the insides trying to get
Aw,
to
man.
it, and it sucks because it's like, why this feels so cheap? But it really is like. It's its own story. There's so much more work put into that dedication to putting the album out into a physical form. And you don't have to print a ton of copies. I mean, there's been bands that I've pre-ordered that's like, we are only making 300 of these. And it's like, well, shit, I want to be one of the 300 people that have it.
Give me 287 of them, please.
You know, that just makes it even more special to know that you were a part of that.
Well, with my old band Necropsy, what we did with the CDs, since you're talking about CDs, what we did is we took.
You were in Necropsy?
Yeah.
I have a Necropsy CD.
You do. I've seen
was
it.
Necropsy. No, with my brother and Jeremy. But what we did is like we actually we did a poster, and then we made the poster that so we can fold it all up, and so we had the poster and the lyrics were in front. So then we fold it all up. So when you get the inlay, you get to unfold it, and you can have a poster that you can put on your wall. You can look at the lyrics
That's
with the
pretty
design.
sweet.
And yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
I still, I think I have like 3 left from way back when. But we were all
Collector's
about
items.
DIY stuff. Yeah, from back then.
I think I got a CD of that somewhere.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Weren't you selling them at the Old Town Inn back in the day?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where I got it then.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
badass. Yeah.
Speaking of CDs, when I was in Relic, we pressed our first demo. We made 1,000 copies, which is fucking stupid. But
How many of those do you still have?
well, here's the interesting thing. That demo came out in, I think, like 2001 or something like that. And in 2014, I moved from an apartment in Elk Grove Village, and I still had like a box of like 250. And I was like, fuck these. Fuck these CDs. I'm tired of
Don't say
moving
things
them
like that,
from
man.
place to place. I think I just threw them in a dumpster.
You should
All
just
your-
start
All
giving
right.
them out.
For people that do not know this, the Metal Experience takes donations. We will go to shows and pass your stuff out. If you do not want
Even if
unwanted CDs,
your old-
shirts, cassettes, old, I don't know, whatever else you have, but we will take them and pass them out to people that would appreciate and love them in a nice
We
metal
would have
home.
taken that whole box.
We totally
and
would
passed
have.
the fuck out of those.
We totally
Yeah.
would.
Shit out
So,
of it.
And
so
people
no
were
joke.
just throwing them in the trash.
when Psychopathic Days broke up, one of the guys reached out to me and knew that we, took things to pass out, and was like, I have a ton of stuff from when we went out on tour that I am no longer needing. I'm trying to move, get it out of my house. I'm like, yeah, we'll take it. We'll pass it out. I had no idea what I was in for. I showed up at home. My dad told me I got a delivery. And the delivery was literally like one of those touring cases with the wheels that you would bring on the road.
Wow.
That you would put gear in. And it was full of all their hoodies, all their shirts, too many CDs to count.
Not all, just what they had left
just
over.
whatever they had left. And I was like, what am I going to do with this case?
So
we
we've been
brought it.
passing those
We
on.
brought it to a couple shows, and I'm like, this thing is fucking heavy. Like, how do you do this? And I asked him, I was like, you're going to take this back? He's like, I don't want the case. And I'm like, what?
All right, sweet, thanks.
Okay,
bye.
so we've got a case with wheels. So no joke. For anybody that doesn't, have a use for any of their stuff anymore, there's a ton of people that we know that appreciate it. We give them out for free. We don't make money off of this. We are all for handing out to the masses. And next one that I think we're really setting up big for is Springfest out at Penny Road in April.
Oh, wow.
That's our next show that we're going to set up a huge table at. Unless you really ask, I'll send you a
Isn't that
package in the
Tony's
mail.
show? Tony's show? Yeah.
Tony Fackley, yes.
Nice.
Passing out a fuck ton of
So
stuff.
that's what I got. But let's play more Blood of the Wolf.
They had
unless
they
you
had
have
a
more
Sons of
to
Mask
to
poster
add.
that you tried fucking pushing onto me.
No, I guess.
Did you take it eventually? Did he
Yeah, I
convince you?
did. It's-
Yeah. So where is it now?
It's somewhere in the house.
No, it's not next to your bed. I was hoping you were just going to hang it on.
Hung
your
it in
wall.
my bathroom.
I guess I
Put
can. I can
Luco's
add to
face
the,
over the mask.
the whole CD thing.
I'll print you a picture of his face. You could do that.
Please,
Send him a
can
picture.
you?
Yeah. I'll do
I'll
it.
sleep better at night.
Okay. That's okay. I'll help you do that. All right. More Blood of the Wolf. What do we got?
What do you guys want to play next?
Let's play 2 tracks.
Let someone else pick a song.
What do you guys want to play?
2 tracks.
2 tracks.
Choose wisely.
This is something fast and crazy.
I was gonna say Benedito.
Okay, we'll play Benedito and one
That
more.
was not
One
fast
more.
and crazy.
That's why we're playing 2.
Oh,
Benedito.
Over retaliated.
over retaliated.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Sounds great. Here's more Blood of the Wolf for your ears.
Hi, we're Marlene Chick. Come find us on the Metal Experience. Stuff, metal, docking, and banker chickens.
Woo! All right, we just heard Benedictio Ultionis, Their Blood for My Glory. Did I pronounce that correct for the most part? Yes. And then we heard fucking Over Retaliate. I like that. That's badass. Over Retaliate is... I like that word. And I like over retaliating. And I hope Morgan doesn't over retaliate after I beat her ass in table tennis today.
I'm going to over retaliate about that fart that you just ripped.
Well, then you have to shit on
You gotta
It
poop on my
smells
chest.
so fucking bad right now.
So what were those two songs about? What do you usually write the lyrics about?
Well, over retaliate. We'll start with that one. It's a pretty simple concept of an eye for an eye, but not really taking an eye for an eye, like taking a head for an eye, or taking out a whole family for an eye. So like that sort of concept. Did you ever see the movie Defiance?
Defiance. Is that with that guy that was in Lord of the Rings?
What?
No, I think
You're
Liev
thinking Acts of
Schreiber's
Violence
in it.
with
that
Viggo
Daniel Craig?
Mortensen.
Daniel Craig's in it. Liev Schreiber. They're like Russian Jews farmers, and it's kind of like a World War II.
Oh,
slash,
yeah.
I
not a
haven't,
Holocaust
maybe
film,
a
but more
long
of
time ago.
like a survival film. And there's this one scene I really like in the movie where Daniel Craig, his family I think they were like farmers or something, and there was this other group of farmers that ratted out his family to the Russian soldiers, and his family got killed. So he goes to the house to like kill the guy that ratted out his family. And he kills like the husband, and then the wife and children are there, and he's like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna kill them too. So he just does it. And like it's like the scene is great because you could just see like the look on his face is like, all right, fuck this, you're dead too, and you're fucking dead. And it's just that's kind of, I don't know, that's where it came from, kind of that scene.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then how did you come up with Benedictio Ultionis, Their Blood for My Glory?
I don't know.
Hold on. The way that he said it, did you just feel like you were about to read a hymn in church?
Oh.
Depends what
And
kind of
you
church.
may open up your satanic Bibles to the verse of... What?
You know, it's I guess it's sort of a metal tradition, you know, to have a song title in Latin. So that's just one of those things. It's sort of I guess you could say it's a black metal-ism. Could be one of those things. I don't know. I wrote the lyrics for that song, and I just that was the title I went for.
What does that mean?
Benedictio is Latin for benediction, so it's like a blessing, and Ultionis is I think it means supremacy or ultimate or something along those lines. So
The ultimate blessing.
a blessing of like ultimate supremacy, and that's kind of what the lyrics are about.
Fuck yeah. Pretty fucking metal.
Yeah.
Woo!
So this is our Halloween episode for 2018, and I was thinking about things on the way here to kind of talk about
What things were you
discussion
thinking
of.
about?
Well, if you let me finish my thought, we would get there quicker.
I'm waiting.
Asshole. I was wanting to, just to kind of discuss the horror genre and the stuff of Halloween. So just some fun questions to get to know the band. One, what was your favorite costume that you dressed up as when you were a kid?
Ever.
As a
I've got
kid.
stuff on the back and you don't. So there is a difference to tell whose shirt is who.
I used to be Spider-Man.
Like your favorite as a kid? Your
As a
favorite
kid,
costume was Spider-Man?
you can't go with what you are as now,
Okay.
Frank.
How tight were the pants?
I don't know. Recently, I just go with the Jason mask, the hockey mask. It's so easy to do. I don't paint my face, so hockey mask, yeah. It's an old
lazy.
one. Yeah. I try to take magic marker and make the lines that
Sure.
maybe like Friday the 13th, like part 5 or 6 or something, and make the lines make it all cruddy. But I don't. I usually just do Halloween by myself, so it loses its purpose. So I just don't use it.
Okay. Favorite Halloween costume you've ever dressed up as, Rick?
Of all time?
Of all
time. What's the most
Can't
memorable?
think of anything. My fucking costumes suck back
Dude,
then.
that's all right.
Worst costume of all time, Rick.
For Rick
For
only.
you.
The best or worse?
Best or worst would be E.T. when I was 5.
Do you have pictures of this? Please send it to us later on. Find it.
I might. I don't know.
I wanna see.
I got to dig deep for that. I think I might have burned them
When it's E.T. I love it.
when I was 5, not last year. Just to be clear.
Still great. I like it.
Best costume as a kid, I'm going to have to say Indiana Jones.
Nice.
Just because,
That sounds
yeah.
fun.
That's pretty awesome.
Well,
Did you have
love
the
that
whip?
trilogy. What's that?
Do you have the whip?
I didn't have a real whip,
He
unfortunately.
does now. It's Frank's hair.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, you weren't supposed to tell.
I didn't say I was going to keep that secret. Oh, man. We have it on camera now.
You've got the evidence.
I have seen some pictures of Mike in costume before.
Well, actually, I
What?
won 2 Halloween costumes.
Really?
Contests, so I'm going to brag for a second. The first one I won was, I think, like 2004. And I dressed up as William Wallace from Braveheart. And I had my mom sew me a fucking kilt.
That's awesome.
A fucking
I
kilt.
actually wore a kilt. And I think Rick or you guys might have seen like pictures on MySpace. That's how long ago it was.
MySpace
Yes.
days.
So that was a winner. And then I also went one year as Sergeant D from Stormtroopers of Death. You know,
Nice.
Speak English or Die, the cover. I made up my face like the album cover, and I got like a plastic army helmet.
It's fucking awesome.
And I painted it exactly like the cover. And I had like an SOD shirt, and I had like a bullet vest and shit, and I had like a big cigar and stuff. And that won I won the contest, but people didn't know what I was. They just put, I quote, dead Nazi was. Like that was, I won because I was the dead Nazi, even though I was Sergeant D. So clearly these people weren't fans of crossover thrash. So, I mean, but the costume was still quite popular.
That's epic.
Jesus Christ.
Luca, what about you? What were some of, well,
my go-to is I have
no,
a
as a
taco
kid. As a
outfit.
kid. I don't want to know what lame costumes you're doing now. As a kid.
I went as like a hobo like 3 years in a row.
Not
It's probably
as a
the lamest.
teenager where you're being lazy. What were you as a child?
I don't remember. I was the Wolfman when I was like 4 or 5.
Oh,
shit, yeah. Wolfman.
Perfect. There's your winner.
There's pictures of that somewhere.
Shame.
So lame. A
What
hobo.
about you, Morgan? What was your costume
As a kid, I was in the newspaper for my mom making a costume for me to be a lion, and I think I was in preschool for that. It was a cute costume though. She did my whole face and everything.
Oh, cool. She costumed your face?
Well, she did face paint and stuff. She went all out on it. And most recent, I did. It wasn't like a guide, but I did a costume more for like Jurassic Park and somebody that worked there, and I kind of made it look like I had been mauled by a raptor, and that was pretty sweet. I had like the little badge on my thing. So I did a lot recently of things that I could make more at home as opposed to have to go out and buy a costume.
Those win the contests.
Yeah, for sure. But I didn't
speak
enter
from
any
experience.
contests. I just showed up to where I was supposed to go. We should have a costume contest. I need to put in for that.
Right now?
We should have
No,
dressed
not
up.
now. We should have, but we didn't. Lame.
Costume party for tonight.
All right, next Halloween question. What's your favorite horror movie?
Oh boy.
Or your favorite
there's
this
a
time
top
of
10
year
list,
comes.
probably.
Yeah, I can
well,
go on
if you
forever.
had to choose your favorites to watch
If you
around
didn't
this
have
season,
a
what do
number
you
one,
what do you go
top
to?
Couple.
What could you continuously watch over and over again and never get bored of? Luca,
Halloween,
you're not going
the
to.
original Halloween, original Predator, and The Thing. Boom.
Is Predator a horror film though?
We'll put it in there. Greatest movie ever made.
Well,
The
I'll
body
agree to
mass
that.
alone.
Okay.
If you ever watch It's Always Sunny. The body mass alone.
I'm gonna say my favorite new horror movie, at least like in the last year, is Hereditary. That was
yeah.
a crazy movie.
Yes,
sweet.
Yes, I like that. I can say that. That was awesome. I concur with that one.
But I also like the first two Insidious movies. I thought they were really well written. Just great movies. If you haven't seen them,
I thoroughly enjoy those also.
I think an old favorite of mine, In the Mouth of Madness, from
oh yeah, that's a
From
classic.
the early 90s, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or
I
late
love
80s.
that. I think it was 90, 93. I think that's when it came out.
93.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one. I actually got to meet Marilyn Burns, so that was really cool.
What'd you think of the remake with what's her bitch,
Jessica Biel?
I think it
and
was
Arlie Ermy. I thought that was decent.
I think it was good in its own right
for a
you know?
remake.
For a remake, yeah. You know. But then I think they with the other ones, I think it was overkill. You know, with
The beginning and then the new
yeah,
one.
it's just like But yeah, and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 from back then, also it's like a cult classic. I think, you know, one of my favorites.
More of a psychological
Dennis
thriller
Hopper.
type
Dennis
person.
Hopper, yep.
Oh,
I watched The Shining again recently. That's a classic.
I was just gonna say that too. Shining is just timeless.
Yeah.
Did you
Silence
ever?
of the Lambs.
What's that?
It's called Room 427 or something. It's a documentary about The Shining.
Yes, I have seen that. Yeah,
It's fucking crazy.
that is crazy.
They have like the Shining Fest where they play the movie simultaneously, like backwards and forwards, like over. It's
yeah, it's pretty
crazy.
nuts.
One Stephen King story that's been overlooked a lot. A movie is called 1408. I don't know if anybody has seen it, but
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
very
about.
underrated.
1408.
Another one that came out
Like 5 years, maybe 10 years ago.
Wait,
probably.
was Samuel Jackson in that?
Yes.
Yes,
With,
yes.
Samuel Jackson is a hotel
John
manager.
Cusack or
Yes.
whatever?
I saw it in the
Oh,
movie.
that one's
Oh.
pretty
I
fucking
highly recommend
Yeah,
that to
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
here
That
that
was a
should
fun
check
movie.
out.
That was
1408.
decent.
That's a
from
deep.
what I remember.
That's actually a deep movie.
It's very
And
psychological. too.
yeah, it's based on Dante's Inferno. If you know anything about that
Really?
story,
I didn't know
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so if you watch it, you can make the correlation in every scene.
I'm gonna check that out
Rick,
again.
what about you? What are your go-to?
The first two, Nightmare on Elm Streets, Shining is one of my favorites. Trilogy of Terror is one.
Trilogy of Terror? Nice.
Yeah,
That's
what the little
fucking
voodoo
doll,
doll, right?
The little
scared the
tiki doll? Yeah.
shit out of me, man. But
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, next question having to do with Halloween. So around this time, do you find yourself listening to an album more in particular that is more horror themed than usual? Go to music?
Or did you do anything in the month of
October.
A little bit more Halloween orientated.
Not really.
Every month is October
Yeah.
for me.
Well, I
Good answer, Chris.
I think
That's
I
how
recently
feel.
started listening to Drip 133, which is like kind of more ambient music.
Drip 133.
Right. I watch a lot of urban exploration videos. I don't know if you guys ever heard of a guy named Dan Bell, but he does a lot of like he goes into a lot of abandoned homes and does all this like urban decay type of cinematography. And in his films, he uses this ambient music by a DJ called Drip 133, and it's very very dark and atmospheric.
All right,
So
I'm gonna have to
most
look that up.
recently, yeah, pretty good stuff.
So I take the silence as a nope. I personally always find myself within the past few years that I always have to listen to Rap Zombie. Hellbelly Deluxe is a play always on Halloween
You
day for me.
would.
Shut up, Luco. And I want to give a recommendation for those that love horror genre. I personally am not a huge horror movie fan, but there is an album that was just released by Ice Nine Kills called The Silver Scream, and it is an album that is every song is based off of a different horror movie. So they touch on Friday the 13th, they do Halloween, they do The Shining, they do Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they do
Texas
Devil's Rejects.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes. Jaws, ton of other movies, and it's a really fucking good album. Like, I don't personally like a lot of those movies, but I know the concepts of them, and I was very impressed with how they incorporated what the movies were about into their lyrics. It was very well written. Even the song about it was pretty fucking awesome. So even like lines from the movies and the way that they intertwined, just like the music and the breakdowns and to make it sound like
music
it was
videos.
There was like one that were based off of like they did Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street, all in like the video concepts.
Pornographic.
But it was good, and I really think that album is one of the highlights of this year. Ice Nine Kills, The Silver Scream came out last month, so definitely check that out if you're looking for some Halloween music. But yeah, my go-to around now is Rob Zombie.
That's cool.
Just the old school stuff, for sure.
Awesome.
Go-to.
All right.
I don't have a go-to. I was listening to Megadeth, and now I'm listening to Behemoth. For like, I'll listen to like one CD for like a month.
Till I take it out.
Until she changes it.
Till I tell him no more. You need to move on.
Done with this
Move on with
CD.
your life. I'm sick of hearing it. All right. Well, let's play some more Blood of the Wolf because there is plenty of music to feature tonight. So let's do another twofer. What do we got?
2 tracks.
Because all these songs that we're playing tonight are now on the dual album that is coming out November
Correct.
16th.
Yes.
So, and I've seen the artwork. You made it awesome where you put both of the albums on it, and that's great.
Yep, new artwork.
New artwork for.
So if you're a super fan and you're into collecting, this will have new artwork. If you already have the 2 albums.
But all these
buy
songs
this one.
tonight are going to be on that one album.
Correct.
Yes.
So 2 more tracks.
What are the next 2 tracks you guys want to play?
Sword. It's called The Sword Is My Light and My Salvation.
Correct. Yes. I want to do that one.
And
what's right after that? Is it Scorched?
Scorched Earth Ceremony.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Earth.
We'll do it back to back.
All right, let's do it.
More Blood of the Wolf.
Ow.
Be
Hey, I'm Braulio.
And this is Gus.
And we're Savagery, and you're listening to The Metal Experience.
All right, once again, we are at The Metal Experience. I am Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze, and we just heard 2 tracks from Blood of the Wolf, and that was The Sword is My Light and My Salvation, and then Scorched Earth Ceremony. And we are here once again with our friends in Blood of the Wolf to talk about that. So both of those tracks were off of Campaign of Extermination, which is also on the newly released Dual album coming out November 16th. What are those tracks about? Take it away, Mike. You get a lot of this. It's okay.
What's that?
Hang in there. You'll get a lot of this.
Yeah, well...
We just want to get inside your mind. Let us in.
Listen. Let's see, what did we play? The Sword is My Light and My Salvation?
Yes.
Well, actually, I didn't write those lyrics.
Who did?
Our old bass player, Pat McCormick, wrote those lyrics. And bless him for doing that. I hate writing lyrics, so whenever someone can help me, I take the help. Scorched Earth Ceremony, well, it's pretty much about what the title implies. Just fucking killing everything.
Well, all right.
Wow. Let's keep it simple. I mean, all right. So, I mean, if you really want to know, okay, we're a war metal band, but not a war metal band in the sense that like we play in fucking B fucking flat, fucking minus, and just everything is.
We don't wear sunglasses at night.
Right. Okay. So I've had this conversation with people before. I won't name any names, but Paul Dunsky and I talked about the whole war metal thing and how war metal really shouldn't be called war metal because it's not really war metal. And so I'm taking it back for us.
Taking it back.
Yeah, we're a war metal band.
Taking it
there you
back.
go.
Well, fuck yeah. Well,
I like how Frank put the camera on me because he wanted some shots of me to put in the interview. And what are his first shots of you throwing spitballs at me?
Get some action shots on camera.
I couldn't dodge a ping pong ball, let alone a fucking spitball.
More balls in
I'll
the
make
face.
it look
Yeah,
really cool.
right?
I'll put it in slow motion as a spitball. It's
No.
like flying over in slow motion.
Instant replay.
You're embarrassing me, sir.
You're piercing in front of my friends. Oh, my goodness. Well, on that note.
After this episode in November, we are going to be looking for a new host. Luco, please, sadly, had to step down.
Well, it's about that time, Morgan. Why don't you set up? We're going to do the, hey, look what I found. Hey-o!
You mean, hey, look what I found?
Hey, look what Rick found.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
All right, this weekend, every week, always brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. This week, we have all the way from Calgary, Canada. We have Hajduk, which is a one-man thrashing black and death metal project fronted by Luka Milojica, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's now streaming the new album, oh man, Exomancer. Woo! Officially out now. This song is off that. It's called Blood Ripple. Let's do it!
You're listening to the Metal Experience.
We've assembled a collection of bands who have drummers.
I do magic.
Oh, it's easy if you try, Dick. Now sit back and listen.
All right, that was Hajduk. Haiduk.
I'm pretty sure they don't say it like that.
Hajduk.
Haiku.
From Calgary, Canada. And that track was Blood Ripple. Check them out. And you can get their new album, Exomancer, out on the Information Superhighway. I am Luca Blaze with Morgan Danielle, rocking out here at the back of Fitz' Spare Keys. We are rocking out with Blood of the Wolf still.
Yeah.
Rick's got his shirt off. He's blasting his nips on everyone.
Is it cold in here?
It was only a matter of time.
I can cut glass with these.
Yeah, you should see his pants.
So you guys have some shows coming up. You have one show, correct, coming up? What is that, and where is it at, and how can everyone get? You guys selling tickets beforehand or whatnot?
Hold on, Frank, get down. There's a light on your face.
No tickets.
Sniper,
No
sniper,
tickets.
down,
Sniper,
down.
sniper, Frank, you got a sniper on your six.
Yeah, Reggie's December 22nd with main act is Macabre and was it Jungle Rock, Putrid Pile,
Woo!
and
Dissenter.
Dissenter.
Oh, nice.
We're going old school this year for this, huh?
Yeah, the old Chicago
I think that's
Legendary
all
X.
so far.
So they haven't announced. There's going to be more bands, I guess. So
Is
it's
it all ages or is it 17 plus? I think it's 17 plus.
It's
17
it usually
plus
seems
20,
yeah.
21. So
Santa Claus is going to be there.
Really? Like the death metal though version.
The
He
death
wears
metal.
the corpse
I'm
paint.
talking about Fitz.
He wears some
Sa-
weird
Santa Claus
Macabre Dave.
leather
disguised
get
as
up
a
all
homeless
over
guy.
his suit.
That would be Macabre Dave.
Oh,
Yeah, Macabre Dave.
my mistake.
Yeah.
God,
it's
Dave
gonna
likes
be-
to get weird.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show. I think it's going to. It's the last one for the year for us, so it's going to be a good banger. You know.
That's yeah.
Now, where can people get tickets? Can we get them from you?
No.
No. Damn it.
Disappointing.
You can get them from the Reggie's box office.
Ticket is a dirty word for us, so we don't use that word. Tickets.
That
Okay.
works. And
Do
you
you know-
guys have a ton of merch available. You brought some with to show off tonight. A lot of variety. What is available, and if you can't get it at shows, do you sell it online?
We do, but you have to have PayPal.
That's not a problem. People that have PayPal, listen up.
So yeah,
Or if
just
you
get
don't
a hold
get
of
it.
us, shoot a message to the Blood of the Wolf page on Facebook. And if you got PayPal, we have 3 shirt designs, a hoodie design, 2 full-length CDs, the double CD. We have stickers. So yeah, just hit us up. I think everything's pictured on the Facebook page. So
Pretty sweet.
Fuck yeah.
And you already have the physical copies of the Duel album,
we do.
Doolies.
but they're officially on sale November 16th online.
Yes.
But if you
So-
hit them up through
If you can't
you
wait till the
guys-
22nd, yeah, hit them up.
the 22nd now.
Right. Well, so
Oh,
we'll have them
yes,
at the
Reggie's,
Holiday Horror
Reggie's.
Show. Yeah, so you can get them.
Nice face,
Blasting
Chris.
bright lights.
Face blast.
Is there anything booked
Loud
next
blast.
year, or is it just
Nothing
December?
next year
Nothing
yet,
next
no.
year. So what's the plan next for you guys? What do you want to do next as a band?
I'd like to play more out-of-state shows.
Yeah, for sure. So if anybody's got any bookings happening anywhere else besides Illinois, we're all ears for it.
Milwaukee too. We've played Milwaukee a few times, and we
They're
love
real
it up
good.
there.
Yeah, they're real good to us.
But we'd like to try to get somewhere new.
How far are you willing to travel?
Oh, about 45 minutes.
Okay.
Far, but not that far.
Milwaukee is still like an
We
hour
want
and
to play
a half,
Indiana,
so-
though.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Well, I definitely like to go as far as New York, Florida. I mean, I've gone on tour with Necropsy that far before. It's fun, However, though, like if you're traveling so far, like it dwindles down to people that know you, because you seem to think like, within the radius of where your band is, and it's like, oh yeah, we know a lot of people come to our shows, but then the further out you go, you realize that nobody knows who you are. So you have to establish yourself, But yeah, definitely like as far as Florida and New York.
And hopefully the double CD being released on Horror, Pain, Gore, Death will get some attention from people outside of the Chicagoland area.
Fuck yeah.
Hopefully.
I hope so too.
Thanks.
You guys are awesome, and this definitely needs to be heard. The dual disc is a great way to pick up right now both of the albums that Blood of the Wolf has put out.
Some fucking tasty
Yeah.
tracks.
Thank you.
Super metal.
Thanks.
Are you full?
I definitely want to hear.
Oh
more.
yeah. I want to like flip tables. I want to fucking start a mosh pit over here.
I'm not letting him do any of that right now.
Go over here. We'll blast the music, and I'll fucking beat Morgan's ass again at table tennis.
That's not happening. I'm not allowing it. Not allowing it.
Wow, so much violence.
Very, very mean to me all the time.
See what Blood of the Wolf does to him?
Oh no, he was a monster before you came on.
He's a bigger monster now.
Yeah,
Now you're
yeah.
in
Just
trouble.
wait. Tomorrow Halloween,
Yeah, now
he'll
you're
be
in
a.
trouble.
Ugh. The fangs
Name of
come
the show
out.
to
He's
the
scary.
Extreme Metal Experience.
Yeah.
The extreme metal
Just
experience.
yelling all the time.
It's totally true.
Yelling mice with your shirt off.
All right, so just some announcements going on for the next week. In between all of a week, I guess.
In between all of a week.
All
Got
of a
it.
week. Here is what's happening, or what has happened within the past week since we haven't been on. Like we said at the beginning of the show, that track for Hate Storm Annihilation that we played. Luca, what was that called again?
That was called The Devil Exists.
Woo! That was featured on the website metalsucks.net, and that was just a feature talking about the upcoming album that releases tomorrow, aka today, because you're listening to this on Wednesday. It's an awesome article, and it's great to see these guys still out there. They're now a trio. So when Luco and I first met Haystorm Annihilation, they were a two-fer. So yeah, big things happening with them, and we're excited to hear the brand new album. And Luco's just gonna eat that paper.
It looks like you're already eating
So I found this awesome collaboration album that somebody had put together.
Yes.
So Cryptic Oath had posted that they are featured on this awesome compilation album that was put out called Angry Peasants, Music from Chicago and Beyond. They are featured with their song Flash of Life. Some other bands, though, that we know that is on this, you can get it for free. It's on Bandcamp. This is, I guess, Volume 7 that was released in October.
Volume 7.
So Angry Peasants. I'm sure Cryptic Oath has the link on their Bandcamp as well as the other bands that are featured. So some of the bands that we know that we're friends with that are on this, Scientist, Snow Burial, Pale Horseman, the Mound Builders, Cryptic Oath, obviously, and then Malice and the Mons. And there's a few other. There's 22 tracks, though, in total. The last track, though, is by Weird Bananas.
Weird Bananas.
I want to check them out. Yeah. So
Look them up right now.
Definitely look up Angry Peasants, the Chicago compilation album that I guess has been going on for a while. I just found it. It's got a bunch of doom metal, sludge metal, thrash metal, awesome metal from Chicago. So check it out. Wednesday, November 7th, there's a show coming up at the Cobra Lounge, 17 and Up. It's with our friends Luca, playing with Chamber and 7 Space Cowboy. 7 CU Space Cowboy. What? I don't know how they wrote this weird.
I wonder if
Their
I found
logo's
the
weird.
correct Weird Bananas. I found Weird Bananas.
Probably.
Back to basics, bitch.
That sounds metal. Yes,
Weird
I would say
fruit-
yes. Click
weird
on
fruit
that.
Exploration.
No.
And simple
no,
rocket
No,
science.
that sounds like
all
pornography.
by Weird
Go
Bananas.
back. Anyway, our friends in Fool's Brew this past Friday released a badass brand new video for their song Ghost Riders. It's hilarious, very entertaining. It's off their new EP that's released November 11th called New Machine, and that song is on there. So check it out. They've got more information on their Facebook page. Central Disorder has some upcoming shows. They're playing November 16th at Livewire Lounge, November 17th at the House Cafe, December 1st at The Spot, which is the new name for Vada Brew, December 15th at Bourbon on Division, and December 29th at Penny Road. They are promoting their album that they just put out, so you should definitely check them out. Central Disorder is back, baby. Biatch. Also, check out our friends in Walk Among Us. They are the only piano tribute band to the Misfits. They're
Badass.
amazing. They have a Kickstarter going on right now that ends in November because they're trying to make a 7-inch vinyl of a 4-song EP. And there's a bunch of different tiers to it where you can get rewards for depending on how much you donate. But the vinyl is awesome, and it's supposed to be released around January if they get the goal that they're looking for. So definitely help support them. Check them out on Facebook. Walk Among Us, the only piano tribute band to the Misfits. Forever Death Fest is coming up quick, December 7th and 8th at the Beat Kitchen in Chicago. A few bands playing because these are all Chicago bands. Bloodletter, Meth, Zaius, who's going to be on with us next week. Prosthetic Records is sponsoring the second day, December 8th. So there's also Huntsman, and then November's Doom is playing. Why am I forgetting
Doom.
half of these bands? But they did just announce that there is a pre-party happening the day before at Livewire Lounge, December
pre-party?
6th, 9 p.m., 21 and up. It's just $10. It's free for anybody that has the 2-day ticket. Right now, they only have Repentance and Armored Assault as playing, but they're supposed to release a headliner and the support that's also playing November 22nd.
So, wait, we have the 2-day tickets, so can we go pre all over the place?
I will give you more information later about that. November
Creed.
11th, I am interviewing Nick Fury and Peter C. of Bloodletter. They are the two that put this festival together. I will be interviewing the guys in the city and posting the episode on hopefully that day or that Monday. It's a bonus episode. We're going to talk about the whole show, play music from the bands that are going to be on. Our new writer, John McKenna, is going to be joining me to do the interview since Luco's not able to
He
attend.
prefers Jonathan. I spoke with him.
Okay. He has no idea. So John's going to be with me that day, and we're going to be talking everything Forever Death Fest. So get the behind the scenes, where it's going to go, more information. So definitely keep your ears peeled for November 11th or 12th. I should have that episode up and available to hear. Luco, he's fucking murder you tonight. There's an awesome show happening. The whole VO-Ween 2018 tour. I have no idea what that means, but Growing is playing with Versus Me and El Famous and In Dying Hours Friday, November 2nd. And it's at, in Madison, Wisconsin. It's 701A East Wash. I don't know what that means, but 8:30 p.m., $10 in advance, 15 day of. Growing is from Wisconsin. They're fucking awesome, and El Famous is badass.
Chicago boys.
Also, don't forget, if you like a really cool show, November 1st, John 5 and the Creatures are playing The Forge in Joliet with Wednesday 13 and Hell's a Poppin', the Circus Sideshow Review. That's pretty cool.
We saw John 5.
You saw
and
John 5.
I saw John 5, and it was pretty fucking sweet.
I
Just
seen him only
fucking
with Rob Zombie
shredding.
and met him with Rob Zombie.
I didn't realize how good of a guitar player that guy is.
Right? He's phenomenal.
You just look at him, you're
He's
like,
so much
"Ah,
fun.
that guy's a wiener."
His albums
And
are
it's
so
like-
good. He did this cover of Beat It. That's pretty catchy. Guardsmen have officially gotten their CDs in. What? Their brand new album is available now for purchase for physical copies. So contact the band if you're interested or pick it up at a show. That's pretty cool. And also our friends in Eddie and the Arsons are playing at Logan Bar November 3rd at 9 p.m. No
Eddie's
cover,
Spaghetti.
21 and up. They're playing with Dreadwolf and Johnny Automatic. That's all I got for that. Alethea just announced that they have a brand new member, LJ Schillinger on guitar and David Link on bass and vocals. What?
Say what?
What?
Say, wait, what did you say?
Alethea has announced LJ Schillinger on guitar and David Link on bass and vocals.
What?
Check out a playthrough of their song Ire, and their first show as their brand new lineup will be Friday, November 16th in West Dundee with Synovial, El Famous, and Endostalgia. Link is in the bio on Facebook and Instagram. Check it out. Like I said, Zayas is on with us next week. They're on Prosthetic Records. They're pretty awesome. They are one of the bands playing Forever Death Fest. They are going to be playing the December 8th date. We'll get more information for you from them about it, but you can definitely
Boot it.
come out and hang out with us in Zayas at Fitz Spirit Keys in the uptown, downtown, whatever you want to call it, Elmhurst area from 8 p.m. till around 10:30, 11, depending on how we're feeling, and get to know
feeling.
those guys. You know, it'll
How
be a good
poopy
time.
we're feeling.
And I want to thank Jenny Holland and Steve Holland for hooking us up with Zayas because they were the ones that recommended. We check them out. Jenny's one of our writers, and Steve is in Gorfinage.
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 Gorfaniage.
Yeah. All right.
And also, Blood of the Wolf is playing Reggie's December 22nd.
Yeah. Holler to your horse.
We'll be there. Nips blasted.
We're not playing, we're killing.
Yes,
We're
you're
gonna kill.
killing.
More metal. Killing.
Moitoing.
We're going to level Reggie's that night.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. And all of your all of your places online where people can find Blood of the Wolf and everything about the band. Where do you guys have your stuff available?
Facebook, Bandcamp. Is there any?
The usual channels.
You have Instagram. I know
YouTube.
that.
YouTube, yeah, YouTube.
Pornhub.
Instagram.
I'm sure somebody in Germany is probably bootlegging Blood of the Wolf stuff.
Oh
right
yeah.
now. You never know.
Go on metaltracker.com if you want to be a fucking cheap ass.
What's metal?
Nah, you know what? I can't say it. I take that back. Just go on Metal Tracker and download it
Edit.
for free. It's fine.
and buy a shirt.
You can't download a shirt.
Can't download a shirt.
That's true. That is true. Well, we want to thank you guys for coming out and kicking it with us for the Halloween
On a
episode of
school night.
2018.
That's
awesome.
Awesome.
No,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
Absolutely. Anytime. We'd
Always a
love to have you
pleasure.
guys back with a new
Pleasure.
album
Yeah,
and
one
more to
page.
promote, and we can hang out again and howl some more.
I want to put Morgan and Luca on the spot. Do you guys live stream any of this stuff yet?
No.
Oh,
Are
you
the
going to eventually?
The issue that we had with going live is that it costs money. When we were doing it at the station back in the day, we were very fortunate to have, because it was like a station where it was ran in
multiple shows every day.
That we would have to pay every week in order to have that airtime, and that would go to the monthly bill to whatever site that they were using. I think it was Ustream back in the day. Then they changed it to something else. But they had, the server space to keep their episodes, and they had a place to store it and to upload, and they were trying to get on iTunes and iHeartRadio and all that stuff. When we decided to do it on our own, because we're not necessarily on that same time frame and things don't start necessarily on time and everything, we thought it was easier to go as just a recorded show.
And then we could take
Because
time
there's so much in between stuff
songs
that we do that is off air for our listeners that we are not necessarily on the time schedule that is being guaranteed, I guess, all the time, because we get sidetracked. We get into conversations that just, oh shit, we've been talking for another 15 minutes. And I like to banter and I like to have fun, and it's just easier, for those
Morgan,
that
Sounds
were,
like it.
Yeah,
Morgan
for
loves to
those-
have fun, guys.
I love it when Luco's not here and talking over me. No. So for our listeners that were listening to us live, we were seeing that there was more people for the time slot that we were doing in the city was from 8 to 10, and it just more people were listening to it after the fact. It's a weird time on a Tuesday, and our schedules still worked out that we were available on Tuesdays. So for the time being, we just plan on just being a recorded show because it's easier for us, and we upload it, and we're able to just save it and have it and go to our website whenever we want it.
Cool.
And then all the old episodes that we've done
It's
are
all up there.
on the website.
Waking Chaos is still up there. Withering Soul is still up there.
Oh, wow.
God Dementia is up there. So
Damn.
it's all there forever. We have a
Full.
server space that we pay for.
Full.
And now Blood of the Wolf will be there forever.
Blood of the Wolf forever in our archives.
Forever
And I have it all saved on a hard drive too. So we
The
have it.
hardest drive. We only use the hardest of drives.
I am
Fully erect drive.
I am planning next year, though. I am working on it. It is a slow process to get up on iTunes. It's just a weird transition to have to translate it into a different file
Format.
source format that we haven't done before, that I have to have somebody walk me through it for me to be able to learn it. I'm not one of those ones that can read it online and just magically figure it out. I've got to have somebody there holding my
That's what I
hand for
deal
this
with
part.
every week,
Shut
guys.
up. I do more shit than you hear. So yeah, that's where we're at. For those people that have been wondering why we're not doing that, that's a good question. It's just different, from when we started, and it just makes sense that since we have more control over how things are ran, that it just worked out better if we're in more control of our time and not having to be on somebody else's schedule. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
I liked being
Makes
live for
perfect
certain.
sense.
I liked being live for certain aspects, but I mean it's different being a show at night than during the day when people can, tune in, and then you got the people that can't do it on their phones, or the people that are like, "What station are you on?"
Yeah, because you get people
there's a
at,
lot
like,
of
at the
confusion.
11th hour. It's
Right,
just like
right.
at the last minute, it's like
It's not
Yeah.
going to make or
Who's
break
going
the
on?
show.
No, and this is why, for anybody that is wondering who we have coming up, I have literally posted on the Metal Experience Facebook page, since we've booked so far out. I think right now we're in dates in August. I have every single band that's coming on for you to go to the event page and to find them and to look them up. And you can come out to Fits and Spare Keys and meet everybody in person. That's why it's more interactive if you just come out. I know it's a drive, but
Keyword come.
I mean, we're at a bar. There's
you
there's
on.
music, food, drinks. The bands can meet. We're trying to build more of a come to the place and see what it's all about, as opposed to
I'll challenge you to table tennis.
it won't always be there. So don't get ahead of yourself. So yeah, we're trying to promote it more as come out to these events. That's why I started creating the event pages.
Oh, it's awesome.
So hopefully that would eventually build more over time, where people come out to Fits and Spare Keys on Tuesday nights and see what we're all about. And then maybe when more people start showing up, then we'll bring out the merch bins for you to just dig in and take things for free. Because I don't like holding on to that stuff forever. I have shirts for days and music and CDs and stuff to just give out that I don't want in storage anymore. It all has to go. It's heavy.
Just to give it away.
Yes. So it's giving away for free. So the more people that show up, the more bins I'll bring out every week.
There you go.
Nice. So Fits and Spare Keys every week, 8 p.m. till around 10:30, 11.
I'm volunteering.
Downtown
I'm
Elmhurst.
volunteering Rick to take
It's
a bin.
all
from you.
ages. It's
What?
free.
I'm volunteering Rick to take a bin from you guys.
Yeah. Just take a bin of shirts that won't fit you, Rick. You get tons of movie posters.
I need 8X though.
The only stipulation.
It's going to be a cold winter, I heard.
All right. I'll have to see what I can do in my China sourcing. All right. Well, Blood of the Wolf, thank you so much for coming out.
Hey, thank you.
We loved everything we heard. We have a couple more tracks. We're
Real
going to end the night out. Luca
Can-
wants to talk some
Can
more.
we get Rick an 8X Metal Experience T-shirt?
I'll have to check with my sources to see how much it is.
I need a comforter.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Well, to close the night out, let's play another twofer from you guys. Again, thank you so much for coming out on our school night. What do you guys want to leave the Metal Experience audience listening to that we haven't played yet? Do we need to pass around the CDs? What do you guys... You know your music or off the top of your head, right?
With Fire and 1000.
Yes.
Okay.
Flesh and Blades.
That's a good one.
Thank you, Metal Experience, for having us.
Wait, we said 2.
And then...
How about Serpent Sermon?
Sermon Slaughter Foes.
Yeah.
No problem.
Serpent
dude.
Sermons.
That's all right, dude.
I didn't say it.
It's getting late.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
These
there
are
you go.
tracks 7 and 8
Yeah.
of A Campaign of Extermination, the second album by Blood of the Wolf, but also on the dual album that comes out November 16th that you should totally pick up so you get all of Blood of the Wolf music on one album.
Right on.
So here we go.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the rest of your night, day, whenever you're listening to this, and
Thank
we'll
you,
see
bitch.
you next week with Zayas. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Will take, will return.